Alright, welcome to another one of my vlogs. My vlogs, if you're not familiar with them, are just free-form videos where we talk about all different things related to cycling. By the way, a lot of people ask me what I shoot my Instagram photos with. Most of the time it's with what I'm shooting with right now, which is my Google Pixel 3 XL. I think it's one of the best smartphones on the market for cameras. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, go ahead and do so. Put a lot of really cool cycling photos on there. Alright, so today's Sunday. Yesterday was Saturday. And I just finished a week of rest. It was spring break for my kids, and we went to the beach for a few days. And I totally let down. And the beach is one of the only places that I completely just bottom out and let down. I don't really like going to the beach that much, which is funny because I live in Florida. I'd much rather go to the mountains, but my wife loves the beach, and so I like to see her happy and enjoying the beach. But it is a place where I completely rest. And while I was there, I made some notes of a video that I'm making this week related to cycling and rest. It's going to be a good video. It's a really important topic. And so I'll be posting that later on this week, so check that out. Yesterday I felt really refreshed on my ride. I didn't do as long of a ride as I normally do on Saturdays. Normally I'm doing 4 hours or so. Yesterday was only a little over 2, about 2:15. And I rode the cross bike. I've been riding the gravel bike mainly on gravel roads, but I just wanted to mix it up and kind of get back on the cross bike for a little bit. So I put the Tough Cycle wheels on that bike. And when I was putting those wheels on and trying to recenter those SRAM road brakes, it took me forever. Finally, I remembered some tricks that I use when centering those brakes, but I was reminded how frustrated I get with SRAM road. I like SRAM shifting. I like SRAM shifting on road and mountain. I don't mind the mountain bike brakes. But the road brakes, for one, they use those shallow torque heads, which I do not know why. You have to use a Y wrench and really put pressure in there. If you don't, you'll strip out those bolts, which I've done before. It's really annoying. The mountain bike brakes use Allen bolts. I don't know why they can't do it on the road brakes, but then they are difficult to center. I think the tolerance in the pads is really narrow with those brakes, and if there's any slight wobble in the rotor, you'll think they're centered and you head out for your ride, and then you turn back around to the house and try to recenter them again. But then as I was doing that, I was thinking about why sometimes I don't understand Shimano. SRAM has kind of taken over the mountain bike component group world because Shimano has been so slow to bring 12-speed to the market. Shimano's been working on XTR 12-speed for, I think it's been like 2 years, and it's still not on the market. So I don't know if it's going to be out on the new crop of bikes that are typically, kind of released in the summer for, the next year. But the way Shimano works is they go, XTR first, and then they'll trickle it down to XT and then SLX. So by the time we get XT or SLX 12-speed, it's going to be like another 2 years. I don't understand Shimano. And then last year, I was watching a presentation by a couple guys when they were talking about the new Ultegra that was coming out. And as they were doing their presentation, they said they're not coming out with a one-by system for the new Ultegra. So not only is SRAM taking over the mountain bike world, but taking over the much smaller world of cyclocross, because they're the only company that puts out a good one-by system for cyclocross, which is what I don't want to run 2-by for cross. It's too much complication, too many risks in a cyclocross race to drop a chain. So I love 1-by for cyclocross, and I'd much rather use Shimano for cyclocross because of the brakes. Because it's not like mountain biking where you can run Shimano brakes and SRAM shifters and mix it up. With road, it's one or the other, because you've got to either use SRAM levers or Shimano levers. So I don't know why Shimano would not release a 1-by in their road group. It just makes no sense. All right, that's my rant. Last thing. Last vlog, I think it was, when I was vlogging from my kayak, I talked about back pain. Last weekend I did about a 3.5 hour mountain bike ride. It was about an hour and a half on the dirt roads and then 2 hours on single track. And my back was hurting. I mean, I was frustrated. And I rested this week. I only did one really good ride at Graham Swamp, and I rode about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and my back was hurting a little bit more. And so, you know, I'm really hitting the core strength, but I had a little bit of a breakthrough yesterday on my gravel ride. So when I was riding my cyclocross bike, I was thinking about just really relaxing my shoulders and not pulling on the handlebars. So, you know, not really torquing the back by pulling on the handlebars, especially when climbing. And my back felt good at the end of the ride. It was a little tight, a little sore, but nothing like it's been in the past. So I'm getting some breakthrough, and I've been a madman with core strength training, and I have to be patient. I realize that it's not going to be an overnight fix. You know, there's little muscles in my core that I'm going to have to strengthen, and it's probably going to take a few months. So I've got to be patient, which I have a problem with sometimes. But I am making progress, so I was really stoked about that progress. Another thing that I did yesterday was I had watched a video on, I think it was Cycling News. I'll put it below. It's on a website, and so you'll have to scroll down a little bit on the website and find this video that I'm talking about. But it was with Matt Raven, who is the chiropractor for the Cannondale Garmin team, and he was talking about doing a few little ways to get your back kind of ready for riding. And you know, he called it activating the muscle fibers, or as he would say, activate the muscle fibers. And I don't know if he's British or Australian, or I have trouble distinguishing some of those sometimes, but it's really good. So he talks about these holds that you do that only take a few minutes before you go out and ride, and you know, like I said, it gets your back ready for riding, which I had never really thought about. So I tried that yesterday. So I think all this is coming together so that I will eventually ride without any back pain again. But when I was doing my research about, you know, cycling and back pain, I found that it's actually extremely common. In fact, most professional cyclists will have back pain at some point in their career, lower back pain that's not just a little sore back at the end of the ride, but something that's they have to deal with. So that was a bit of a relief for me, knowing that, you know, I'm not just this odd case, that a lot of us have back pain because of that hunched over position, especially for road cycling. It's just kind of an unnatural position for your bike. And what I noticed is when the hammer goes down, I have a bad habit of hunching over. That's the other thing I did yesterday, is I focused on not hunching over, but more not sitting up straight, but, you know, not, you know, crouching down when I ride, which I think I've just gotten in the bad habit of doing. And I found myself, so I did a few intervals yesterday, not because I'm anywhere close to my interval season yet, but just because I wanted to train myself that when the hammer goes down, to not hunch over, to stay in a relaxed position. And I actually felt like I was putting out more power. So one of the reasons I wanted to ride the cyclocross bike is I have a power meter on that bike. It's the only one that I have a power meter on. And I was able to, I think, generate a little bit more power by being more relaxed and not, you know, crouching down and hunching over. We'll see. But, you know, I share with you my journeys of things that I go through in cycling, so hopefully it helps. All right, that's today's vlog. How about you guys? Back pain? I know a lot of y'all have experienced lower back pain in your cycling because of how common I've read that it is. So if you have, let me know, and let me know ways that you've been able to remedy it. Hopefully you have. So that's it for today. I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.